It is my honor and privilege to have this next guest on the show. She is a fabulous coach, women's basketball, Ole Miss University. Made history as the first black female head coach of the women's basketball program at Ole Miss. Since then, she's elevated Ole Miss to number 18 in the AP poll. She's been a couple of Sweet 16s. I mean, she's doing her thing as the head coach there. Please welcome to the show Miss Yolett McPhee-McCuin to the Stephen A. Smith Show. Hey, Coach, how are you? How's everything?
Everything's great. You know, this was the community is waiting on this, so everybody will be tuned in.
Well, first of all, congratulations to you. And I had to get somebody from Ole Miss on this show because I mean, people losing their damn minds with what I was saying, and I'll get into that in a second.
Right,
But
right.
before I do anything about that, I want to know, how is life for you? You guys are 16-3 thus far in the seasons. I'm looking at your record over the last few years. You win a hell of a lot more than you lose. As a matter of fact, you really never lose. I mean, you're doing your thing. How is life for you at the Ole Miss program right now?
You know what? Life is grand. Life is great here. And honestly, I was jealous when you were talking about how Lane did such a great job because I was sitting there like, does this brother know we got national championships over here from golf and baseball and women's basketball been kicking butt before I got here and then since I've
Right.
been here, like while it looks like it's hard to do, like this is a norm here at the University of Mississippi now.
Well, see, but you're absolutely right. Now, the women's basketball program, yes, we know about that. We know about that. I know what you've been doing. Forgive me if I'm not following baseball or the hockey program. I'm sorry about that. I'm very, very sorry about
Right.
that. But that's not. You don't hear people talk about college baseball much or college hockey and stuff like that. But the women's basketball program, no doubt about it, especially with the success that you've had in making the NCAA tournament the last 4 consecutive years. When you think about Ole Miss, tell me why you think your program has enjoyed the level of success that it has.
Well, I think it's a couple things. First of all, the community. The community backs me. The community backs its team, and they're all in. Honestly, I'm someone who is big in the community. I'm a philanthropist. I do a lot. I touch a lot of people, and they show the love right back. Second of all, our administration, phenomenal. From the chancellor Boyce to Keith, our AD, they're fully behind me and the idea of wanting to also to win a national championship. And then after that, it's the staff and the people that come and decide to be a part of what we're building here. We've had a lot of success here because of the people. And Stephen A., we got people from New York, New Jersey, DC, Miami, all over
Right.
that's here in the SIP and doing really well. So, I think it's all of those.
This is why I couldn't wait for you to come on the show because I mean, I had your first of all, the AD Keith Carter invited me down there. Yeah,
Good.
I got an
Okay.
invite
All
to come
right. All
down
right.
there. I did get that. I did get that invitation, and nobody was down here raving about Lane Kiffin. Now, listen, on a personal level, I don't know him.
Mhm.
As a football coach, the man won 74% of his games.
Mhm.
One of the top 4 winningest programs over the last 6 years.
Yeah.
So give him credit where credit is due. But what I was saying was this: when he departed from for LSU.
Mhm.
What I was saying is that if you are black and you are not from Mississippi, you're not familiar with it, and you're a bit older,
Mhm.
you hear the word Mississippi and it gives you cause to pause. I didn't want anybody to assume I'm talking about what's going on down there today. I don't know. I hear a lot of people raving about it. One of my dearest friends, her name is Rhonda. She went to the school. Her husband went to the school. Okay, they rave about it. They go to all the games and stuff like that. I'm like, listen, I'm not throwing any shade on anything present day. I'm simply saying if you don't know
Yeah.
and you hear Mississippi, it gives you cause to pause. But in fairness to you
Mhm.
and that program and athletic director Keith Carter and the whole Ole Miss, everything,
Mhm.
in fairness to all of y'all, talk to us about what Ole Miss brings to the table and what Ole Miss has to
There you
offer
go. Now
in
you're cooking,
today's day and
Stephen A.
age.
That's why you my A. That's what I'm talking about. See, for me, when it comes to, first of all, the city, Oxford, Mississippi is one incredibly diverse. All right. And I listen to your whole statement. And I can admit that here we are a bit sensitive when it comes to people that have this connotation about what's going on now because of what has
Right.
happened 50, 60 years ago. You know, even when I
Right.
recruit,
Yeah.
I have to say, now look, whatever you thought, I need you to come see for yourself, right?
Hmm.
So I understood where you were coming from that perspective, but that is only a small piece of the narrative, and I'm here living it every day. At in Oxford, Mississippi, this place is diverse. This place is one of the few places that you can have a millionaire's child and and another child that's received or from Section 8 or lower
Hmm.
level from an economic standpoint go to the same public school system and get the same resources, have the same type of opportunities. That's what Oxford is
Wow.
about. This place is is full of love, support. My family, we love it here. So when you said the brothers don't want to come to Mississippi, I'm looking around like I ain't a brother, but I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a sister.
Right.
It's a lot of melanin on my team. It's a lot of
Right.
melanin in this department
Hmm.
from top to bottom. I'm talking about senior staff, Dr. Jennifer
Right.
Saxon. I'm talking about Dr. Ethel Skurlock. Like we got a lot of melanin mixed up in here, and it's not one of the situations where these people got it because they were
Hmm.
trying to check a box. Like we got
Gotcha.
elite people of color, but we got elite people, period, in Mississippi and in Oxford. And at Ole Miss, I just want to say this.
Sure.
You come
Please.
here, and that's why he invited you. And you know, we was going to floss, we was going to send the plane, you know? But the reason why he invited you was
Right.
because we do understand what the reputation is, but at the
Hmm.
same time, people come here and they fall in love, just like I did. And so
Well, it's a couple of things.
we were offended. I'm saying we,
Hmm.
because
Sure.
you didn't say Lane left because of personal situations. You said he left because it was an easier job. And I just believe that I don't know that I can agree with that. I think
Hmm.
sometimes people say resources and opportunity, like that's two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And that's
I'm
my piece.
I'm gonna I'm gonna retort by reminding everybody of exactly what I
Yeah,
said
good.
because I want to give Ole Miss on behalf of yourself
Thank
and
you.
the entire program and the entire city of Oxford, Mississippi. I want to give you an opportunity to tell the world
Yeah.
about what the hell Ole Miss has to offer. So I'm good with it, but I want to make sure that I'm clear. What I said was, yo, it's LSU. That's a blue blood program. What you did over at Ole Miss was tremendous. But the prospect of being able to pull this off for the next 5 years, 10 years, potentially 15 years, if you're trying to become the next Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, or somebody else, in a lot of people's eyes, would be daunting because you got the brothers. If you ain't from Mississippi and you don't know much about Mississippi, you hear Mississippi and it gives you cause to pause. Then what did I do, Coach McHugh? You know what I did? I brought on a whole bunch of former players.
Mm.
And I said, excuse me, tell me if I'm wrong. And they were all like, no. They said, we're not saying you were right. That anything's negative about Mississippi. But when you say the word Mississippi gives folks cause to pause, and you compare that to an LSU or another program, you might look at that as an easier path. And that's where I went with it. So I understand what you're saying, what the athletic director was saying, what any Ole Miss supporter would say. I'm down.
Yeah.
Y'all know I don't, because the one thing I reminded everybody, only place in Mississippi I've ever been was to Jackson.
Jackson, right. I
Outside
remember.
of that,
Yeah.
for prime time,
Hmm.
for prime time. Other than that, I drove from Memphis through Mississippi to New Orleans, you know what I'm saying, on the highway, and didn't get off
Right.
only to pump gas. And then I kept right back on. That's it. So I don't know anything about Mississippi.
Yeah.
That's where I was coming from.
No,
Floor is
I
yours.
understood, and I really listened to it, and for me, my job, the reason why I was okay with coming on is because I just wanted to provide a context because
Sure.
you have such a large platform. that if someone were to just hear that, they'll call me and say, "See what I'm talking about, coach?" You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man,
Yep.
that's not the case. Like sometimes there is a persona. There are challenges when it comes to recruiting. But I'm telling you, when people come to Oxford, Mississippi, they commit. They fall in love. And they were doing it
Wow.
before NIL. Because you said he had a
Mm.
74 or 75% winning
Yeah.
percentage. He ain't just had that from this
74.
year. He been
Right.
getting people to
Over
come.
the last 6 years.
Yeah, I've been doing it. You know, we've been having success from black, white, European, all coming to Oxford, Mississippi. Oxford, Mississippi, I just want to just give the other context and say Black
Please.
excellence is celebrated here. I want to say we have all Divine Nine on this campus. Even the iotas on this campus, love to the breath. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I'm Greek. You know, I'm out here and understanding what's going on. It is supported around here. Like there's no type of it's a perception that we have worked really hard and we're continuing to work hard to change. And we know it's not sexy, but we also want to say that it can be done here. You can have success at Ole Miss. We're doing it. Yeah, okay. It ain't we didn't win one in football yet. You know, like I'm a fan of the golden era, but we hadn't
Right.
won one in basketball yet, but we pretty darn close. You know, so we get real offensive when people say what they say, and then they don't say, well, you know what, I hadn't been there, so maybe I should. I'm just
But I did. I certainly said I hadn't been there. I certainly said that. I reminded everybody
want you to
I have
come.
not been there.
I want you to come
Huh?
because I think
I,
you may mess around and be
well,
a fan now.
let me say this. If you're inviting me, I will
I
come.
am inviting you.
I will. For you, I will come. I will come. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Stephen ain't gonna get down to Oxford, Mississippi. Stephen
There
ain't
we
gonna get
go.
down to
Y'all
Oxford,
heard it
Mississippi.
here
Right? So
first.
that's right. You heard it here first, live on the radio,
Yeah.
right here.
And
I'm
look,
gonna come
I'm
down there.
like your daughter. You paying for the meal now because I saw your new contract, brother.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem with that at all. Let me ask you this question. Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Freeport, Grand Bahama, Bahamas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What can you explain when you got this job,
Yeah.
how that came about and and maybe you're being a bit redundant. Maybe you would be a bit redundant here, but I'm gonna ask anyway. What made you want the job?
You know what? I think I'm gonna be completely honest. I was very naive because I wasn't aware of the Southeastern Conference and the history behind it being in the South.
Hmm.
So for me, it was an opportunity to go Power Five. And I if people that know me, they know I'll take on any challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I'm never scared. So I was kind of oblivious. But when I did come, I understood what I was up against initially. But I was really taken back by it because that wasn't my experience since I've been here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was a bit ignorant to what the South and the Southeastern Conference and the history behind it. So I really was diligent in educating myself on what it was about and educating myself on what Ole Miss specifically has done to help grow, evolve, and change that narrative. And when I tell you Ole Miss is in the front lines when it comes to diversity, um, and in inclusion, when I tell you Ole Miss is on the front lines when it comes to, just giving an opportunity for people from all sorts, all races, all beliefs, like this place is just a complete melting pot. And so then I understood my task was to get people that align with my vision to come and see for themselves. And that's why I say, don't tell me what you heard, come see for yourselves. Because rarely I lose a recruit when they come on campus because it is magical.
That's where I was going next. What's it like for you to recruit against the likes of South Carolina,
Yep.
LSU,
Mhm.
Tennessee, etc. What has that been like for you? How challenging has that been for you?
Yeah, one of the things that I think everybody has their niche. I'm not going to sit here and say uh, that it is an easy job, but I am going to sit here and say, like last year, we went to LSU and we beat them. Our football team has beaten them. Other sports has beaten them. Why? Because we do a really good job of getting people that fit what we're trying to do. That's why when Coach Signetti said what he said about Indiana, like that resonated with me because he went and got guys that fit his vision. And I think Ole Miss and other schools that may not be the blue bloods, you have to master that. And I have really focused on getting people that are open-minded, that do want to come see what we're about, that are intrigued by the fact that they got this young girl from the Bahamas out here, making it do what it do on the
Right.
grand stage. That do want that type of smoke, as the young people would say, that want to come and create a name for themselves. Those type of people come here and flourish. And I want to say this too, when it comes to the SEC, we have the highest percentage of African Americans on all SEC campuses. We have the highest percentage. And so,
Mm.
and I looked that out. Shout out to my husband that works
I know.
admissions.
Listen, a couple of quick questions
Sure.
before I let you get on out of here. The SEC has 9 teams in the AP Top 25 for the second straight week, but Ole Miss is ranked 18th. You disagreed with the AP poll voters over Ole Miss's ranking. Is that correct? And if so,
Yeah,
explain
that
why.
was last week. So again, it's the same thing. Like last week, I know that they go week by week. And so we had an incredible week where we went to Oklahoma and we beat Oklahoma on the road. They were number 5 in the country at the time. And then we played our in-state rivalry, Mississippi State, and we had a 25-point victory. And we hadn't done that since 1991. And they had only moved us up 2 spots. And what I wanted to do was challenge the voters, one, to pay more attention and to be consistent, because I do believe that sometimes that there is a bias. And uh
Hmm.
and I'm gonna fight and rep for Ole Miss. I do want to make it a normalcy that we're gonna be in the mix. And so when we do well, go ahead and reward us the same way, you know? And so it was an uproar, and you know how it is. Sometimes you got to speak the
Yeah,
truth, even if it's controversial. And I
right.
did that. And I just called them out and said, we need you all to be fair in that space. But we went ahead. We had a bye week, lost some momentum, lost on the road this past weekend. They dropped us 2 spots. I thought that was fair. But when we do something like what we just did, and they didn't move us up like they had consistently done with other teams, I felt like for that week, it was time to bring it to a light and let them know I'm watching, whatever that means.
To piggyback off of what you've been saying and where this conversation is unfolded,
Mhm.
you and your staff have been called masters of the transfer portal. That's what they've called y'all.
Yeah.
I want to know, how do you feel about that label? How does that make you feel? What does that say about you and what's going on at your program?
Well, first of all, I take it as a compliment because I think if you don't evolve, you're going to be out of this business, And so we have done a great job of, and also too, Stephen A. Like if you want to stay at the top of this league, you have to have experience. You can't come up in here and be young and think you're gonna be able to have success. Like for me, it's not about a talent grab. It's about talent acquisition for what works for us here at Ole Miss. And that is what we focus on. And so we're very selective on the people that we invite here, and we ask them to be a part of what we're doing. And I just think you gotta evolve, or you gotta sit down somewhere. And this is a place that has worked for myself and all the sports. Actually, Lane Kiffin, it's going to work for Pete Golden. He's a beast. It's worked for Chris Baird. It's worked for all of us. And so, we're just going to ride that wave.
Well, I'm looking at some of your credentials here. Finished the 24-25 season with a strong 27-9 overall record, 11-5 in the SEC. Made it to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament for the second time in the program's history. Consistently ranking in the top 25 nationally. I mean, girl. I mean, listen. Let me just say this. Let me end this interview by saying this. Okay, Coach McHugh. Now. Dawn Staley and I go back a long ways because because I used to cover Temple, and obviously she was there. She was star. She's absolutely phenomenal. We go back a long.
Yeah, I played at Rhode Island when she coached at Temple.
That's right.
Yeah, she know.
That's right.
Yep.
I mean that I love her to death. Mm-hmm. I love her to death. But let me tell you something. I got love for you too, and because it's you. I'm going to come down to Oxford, Mississippi. I mean, just for you. You understand? Ain't nobody else get me. Listen,
Revelation.
Coach, ain't nobody else getting me down to Oxford, Mississippi now. You pulling something off here, okay? I'm coming down just for you, all right?
Listen, I'm going to be your tour guide. We're going to show you around. We're going to show you how we do in the SIP. You thought Jackson?
I'm coming to the game. I got your schedule right here. I'm looking at it right here. You got home games against Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Auburn, Arkansas, LSU. I might try to make it down for the LSU. You got South Carolina on the road. Damn, I wish it was at home. I wish it was at home. I wish it was in Oxford. So I ain't going to go to South Carolina. I'm going to come to Oxford, Mississippi, all right? I'm coming down just for you. I got to look at my schedule. I got to make it happen.
We need that to happen because this place is magical. The people here are magical. It's all love here in Oxford, Mississippi. And we just want to have the platform to say that. And I really appreciate you allowing me to be the ambassador for this community because it's a community I love. It's a community that I'm involved in, and it means a lot to us.
Well, I appreciate you showing Oxford love and coming on the show to let everybody know, yo, Stephen A., there's a lot of love down here. You need to get down here and experience some of the Oxford, Mississippi love. That's what I need to do. Well, then that's what I need to do.
For sure.
All right?
Thank you.
Coach, I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna check the schedule, and I'm gonna get down there for you. Just for you.
And bring your daughter too. If she need to get her hair braided, like your sister's there, we got it all.
See. Now you messing with me. You know she a terrorist. You know she gonna come down there and take over. You know what she gonna do, Coach? She gonna get in front of you and she gonna go like this. Come here, Coach. Let me tell you, I just need to apologize for my dad. My dad just loses it sometimes. I have nothing to do with that decision that he made to talk about y'all like that. That's on him. But I set him straight before you talk to her. That's how she gonna play it. That's how she gonna play it, Coach.
I wonder where she learned that from.
This is what these young ladies do.
I wonder where she learned that from.
Oh, no. I plead the fifth. Coach, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, you take it easy. All right. Coach Yolett McPhee-McCuin, Ole Miss head coach, women's basketball. They doing their thing, 16-4 in the season, top 20 team in the nation. I got to get down to Oxford, Mississippi. I like her. I really, really do. And I'm glad she came on the show. You know, like I told y'all before, I never been to Oxford, Mississippi. I ain't talking from a place of knowledge. All I was trying to say is that if you're old school, you hear the word Mississippi, it gives you cause to pause. But that's how change happens, ladies and gentlemen. That's how change happens. You talk to the people that know. They educate you, they enlighten you, they show you love and affection and stuff like that and make you want to embrace it. And my girl Rhonda, I got to give her all the credit in the world. She's been raving about Ole Miss for years. So, you know, it's okay. I'm going to make it down there. I'm going to keep my word. Stephen A. Smith Show, Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Really appreciate that lady. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful personality. Really, really like her. Back with more of the Stephen A. Smith Show in a minute.